Hello, I'm Lofi.
I'm Jinxie.
And we are back again, Bridgerton episode 2. We are very excited.
Our mom wants to watch it too, so we have to watch it here first, and then we have to watch it with her, because she doesn't want to watch it alone.
And by we mean
me,
her, because
mostly.
I don't have time.
Yes. So we'll be double watching Bridgerton.
Which she's so upset about.
Yeah. So the last episode, I think, was a really good introduction to the characters.
Right.
And then we really got the setup going towards the end with Daphne and Simon having their fake relationship.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that plays out. The ripple effects of it.
Yeah, right?
To everybody else in their family.
Oh, I'm so
with
excited.
Her brother and the aunt. Is she the aunt of Simon?
Oh, Lady Danbury?
Lady
I
Danbury.
can't remember. I don't think she's an
That
aunt.
closely related? Maybe like a cousin, but really technically more like an aunt figure or something.
I honestly don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Whatever.
I thought that the whole scene was really magical. I kind of wish they'd focused on it a bit longer, but I assume that they're going to go a little bit more in depth during this episode.
Plus, you want to end on that nice, magical high note.
Yes, I felt like it was a really magical moment. Because I adore the setup of, like, pretend relationship, but obviously they're going to fall in love, because, like, why wouldn't you? And to start it off that way with the dance and the fireworks, and that she had been there's such a subject of gossip that when they walk in together, it's kind of like,
instant.
Oh my god! So I really enjoyed the way they did that, and the punch out with Nigel, like, that preceded it and stuff.
Oh gosh, I'm curious to see what happens. I can't say I'm hyped about finding out what's going on with Miss Thompson. What's her name?
Oh, Marina. Yes,
Marina.
Oh, that's right. So Marina's storyline. So clearly she's pregnant, but there's something funky going on for sure.
Yeah, I don't
like
know if she's pregnant because she, had a thing with some stable boy or whatever, not stable boy, but, or if it's something more sinister, and
I feel like
Mr.
it feels sinister,
Featherton
doesn't it?
is creepy.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where it's going. So I won't say I'm hyped for it, but I do want to know more about what's going on with that, and hopefully things don't turn out badly for her.
Yeah, I think it's very intriguing, because I can't tell if it's just the actor or if they're intentionally playing it so that Mr. Featherington's a bit creepy with Marina.
Obviously,
you know what I mean?
They're intentionally playing it, but I can't tell how far it goes.
That confrontation she had with Miss Featherington. So the confrontations in season 1, episode 1, are definitely really good between Mrs. Featherington, and Marina, and then Violet Bridgerton and Anthony Bridgerton. Violet's the mom.
Yep.
Those two arguments,
really
actually, I really enjoyed those moments. When Marina's like, you live this charmed life, you don't understand. And then Violet confronting Anthony, because, like,
which had to happen.
It's interesting because she is his mom, but then he is the Lord who has to run the household, who controls all that. So it's kind of this conflict of responsibility between them. Yeah. And it's clearly that she was letting him loose, kind of,
because that's how it's supposed to be, but then she realized that it's not working. Like, he isn't taking it seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
She was trying to play the role she's supposed to play. He's in charge, he decides all these things, but then she sees how it affects her daughter and her life, which is something she obviously understands more as a woman and as her mother, because she actually sees it, and it just reaches that point where, like, all right, never mind, I gotta pull the mother card. Even though she didn't pull the mother card, she pulled you want to talk about responsibility? Well, let's get a checklist.
Yeah, right?
So
I really love those moments. We get to see the characters a bit more in depth than the just sweet romance part of it. So, yeah, I'm really excited for episode 2.
Yeah, it makes me more invested with, like, the different facets of them.
Agreed. So we're going to get invested in these relationships.
I already am.
Yeah, right?
So let us get to the episode then. Yes. Who's that?
I have no idea.
I was like, I don't think I've seen this person before.
Duchess of Hastings. This is Simon's mom.
Oh, this is a flashback.
Yeah. I think the subtitles told us.
Right.
Someone must be with her. If not her husband, then...
Oh, no. Seriously?
I guess because he's, like, the Duke.
I have a son.
You don't even let her hold her baby.
Where are you going so early, Your Grace?
To promenade.
Daphne always wears blue. A lot. It looks good
my
on
favorite
her.
color.
It does give her kind of a Cinderella princess vibe.
Yeah.
8 balls. You do want our plan to succeed, do you?
You're negotiating.
I were truly courting you. I would not need flowers. Only 5 minutes alone with you in a drawing room.
That might work on some girls.
You say you did nothing wrong.
What I know is that even the rumour of my being alone with a man, let alone punching him, will ruin me.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. She's so worried about it.
I mean, rightfully so.
Why is Miss Thompson to be kept away?
Because her condition is catching.
Instead, I shall have to stand by and watch dear Mama appear proud because some man should like to admire my sister's face and hair and fill her up with babies. Oh, Penelope, you're not listening to what I say.
I love her little hairpiece.
Which one?
Eloise's.
Yeah, me too.
Which one of your maids is married?
She's not married.
That's the problem.
How did she become a child if she's not married?
I do not know. I will find out.
You must. Otherwise, how can we make sure it never happens to us?
Don't know anything about sex.
I think that's what happens when you're not the eldest.
I'm not sure Daphne knows that much either, to be honest.
I think she might know a little bit more only because of her brother.
Yeah. But then again, he did go on about how, like, they need to be kept chaste and all this stuff,
Yeah.
so...
For bath already?
How does a lady come to be with child? I thought one needed to be married.
Whatever are you talking about?
Apparently it's not even a requirement.
Eloise, that is more than enough.
That's so funny.
I take it the two of you? No?
Do not look at me. I've never visited a farm. We were just heading off to take our sticks out.
Colin Bridgerton.
A round of fencing.
She doesn't get it at all because
I
she's just that
know.
sheltered. Especially because she probably cares more about, like, literature and stuff, so doesn't even pay attention to any of it. Mm-hmm. Whatever might have been picked up.
What is happening?
Sorry, Nigel, you lost out. Ha ha. Did Anthony not notice in the party last night? I can't remember.
I guess because he doesn't want it to happen, I guess. I think he noticed, but he's like, no, this is not allowed. I already agreed.
He's pissed. He's tossing his shit.
Nigel, no, just accept it. Just accept the no.
Oh my god, there's so many.
Perhaps we might begin with why you chose to interrupt such an exquisite morning.
Because she is already engaged to be married.
No, she is not.
They've danced a couple of times together at a ball. Colin has done the same with Penelope Featherington. It does not signify
They
that...
promenaded this morning and he sent flowers today. To both of us.
Expensive ones.
Like how she points it out. Expensive ones. Because I told him to.
And if the Duke is not serious, well, I shall have others.
Oh god, no.
There are no others. There is only the Duke.
Oh. They both want different men from her that she's unsure about. She doesn't expect long-term relationships with, I guess is what I mean.
Oh no. Oh no. How are you going to explain this to him? Because you can't tell him the truth.
Should I not be courting your sister?
No. And I can think of dozens of reasons why, starting with, she is my sister, she is already engaged to be married, and then perhaps circling back to, she is my sister.
So you have struck something squarely. Your problem is that Burbrook is a wholly unworthy suitor for Miss Bridgerton.
And you're the only one who realizes it.
Well, I mean, you did see her punch him.
It is furthest from my intentions to offend you, but surely you can understand that family must come before all else.
Then maybe you should help him realize that Nigel Burbrook is the wrong choice.
I know, right? It's frustrating because it's like, if Nigel was worthy a suitor, then this would make sense. Like, this is a guy who's good for my sister, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me, damn you.
You are scaring me.
And if that's what it should take, I shall get a sound from him still.
No. Do not.
He's an imbecile.
Your Grace.
He is an idiot!
Oh, he just has a stutter.
Hastings' name cannot land in the quivering hands of a half-wit!
He's 4.
Now we know why he hates his dad.
Rightfully so. I mean, I assumed it was rightfully so, but now
I
we
agree.
know why it's rightfully so.
Yeah.
Marina,
Oh, she's going to ask her how it happened.
may I ask, how did it happen? Where is Sir George now?
Spain. He went off to fight with Wellington. But he continued to write.
Oh.
Your condition then, it was brought about by...
Love. It was love, Penelope.
It's so weird. They don't even know what sex is.
Yeah.
Or at least that it leads to babies.
Like, it feels almost impossibly ignorant, but I guess not. You know
It's
what I
really
mean?
not. I mean,
Yeah.
their education is completely controlled by their parents.
Should the royal physician seek to tell me my husband is dead, Brimsley?
I do not believe so, Your Majesty.
Then tell him I am occupied.
Oh my god.
And bring me my stationery at once.
I have mixed feelings about her right now. She
well,
does have 4 Pomeranians.
I mean, she's a queen. I think you're supposed to have mixed feelings about her.
Yeah. Like, she's amusing, but also I think maybe a little too mean.
I think vapid is the correct term.
I feel like she probably has deep thoughts, just bored out of her mind. So it's kind of like arrogance.
Yeah.
Of seeing people as playthings, perhaps.
If I'm not to put all my eggs in one basket, I must collect more eggs.
Look at the dresses.
Queen, Mom.
Has she fallen ill?
Has King George caused her harm? Her Majesty's Royal Stationery. She has written.
Oh, snap. Oh, is she trying to, like, eke out of betrothals to happen?
I think so.
She's like, please give me the gossip. I can't wait for, Lady... Mrs. Winterdown. Lady Winterdown.
Yeah. What?
What is it? What is it? My brain went to Mrs. Winterbourne.
I don't know who you're talking about. Whistledown.
Whistledown, thank you. I'm like, so Lady Whistledown. My brain was trying to say Mrs. Winterbourne.
Yeah.
You shall wear the family diamonds tonight.
Oh, snap.
When I was a girl, some centuries ago, I was afraid even of my own reflection. I made myself frightening. I sharpened my wit, my wardrobe, and my eye, and I made myself the most terrifying creature in any room I entered.
I like her.
Me too. I love that everybody
knows who she is.
Yeah. She made herself terrifying, and so everybody's scared of her.
You must promise me that when you step into the light, you will be worthy of the attention you command.
I really love this setup, too, of, like, their relationship.
Explains why she's basically the only person he listens to.
And obviously the fondness she has for him.
A dance, Miss Bridgerton.
I shall need someone else to seek me a glass of ratafia then. Lord Bridgerton.
Thanks for running interference.
She knows how to play this game.
And we must look like we are enjoying ourselves, as difficult as that may be.
Yes, quite.
I think you guys are already enjoying yourselves.
I think it's easy to enjoy yourself when you're, like, putting up a charade and you're the only two in on a secret.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it forms its own bond of, like, camaraderie. Oh, look how clever we are.
Plus, I feel like there's also a little bit of a lack of pressure of the meat market.
This is the one person who's not vying for your hand, so you can actually be relaxed around him.
She's a prize I have long coveted.
Oh, my God.
Her beauty.
A prize.
For her grace.
For her powerful right hook.
If you know something, tell him.
I know. But I think Daphne doesn't want anybody to know because of the scandal.
He was careless with the cabinet door.
He was careless with his honor. He attempted something last night I shan't dignify with words when your sister planted a facer. Deservedly so.
I mean, because, yeah, they were alone together, and he knows that would not have been allowed.
Yeah.
My lord, you must know.
Daphne would have surely told me if this were true.
Would she?
Would she? You will never speak to my sister again.
Yeah.
But we are to be married.
You're to be buried if you so much as look in her direction.
All you did was underestimate Nigel's entitlement. Not to mention, people are watching. You cannot assure me of anything.
Because if this gets out, it ruins all her other prospects.
Yeah.
So it's technically worse for her, even if this solves the small problem.
You already have the money and the connections and the standing. I need her. So why can you not just let me have this?
She's not a thing.
Oh, he just gets worse and worse.
Oh my God.
Why have you not already proposed? Unless you have already had her.
Oh my God. I hope he kicks your ass.
Stop talking. I shall not have you question the lady's unimpeachable honor again.
If anyone were to ever turn a blind eye to a man's temporary lack of judgment, it would be you. The apple should not fall very far, should it?
Yeah, you were kind of asking for that.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Ooh. Should not have brought his dad into it. Granted, I don't know how that'll be taken, but I know the Duke doesn't really care.
Yeah, right.
I am receiving high marks in all of my studies, sir. I ride, and I fence, and I shoot. Exceptionally well, I am told.
Ooh.
I even...
He's scared of you. Mm-hmm. You have to stay confident.
You are my worst failure.
Your personality is your worst failure.
I shall pursue the same course with you as I did with her. To forget that you ever sullied these halls.
Well, sucks for you. We know you died, and he took your place. So there.
Does not matter what the Duke thinks, Rose.
He's gallant, is he not? With refined taste.
Stop!
Oh, she's feeling a different kind of pressure now. From her lie. Look at her dress.
I think it's cute.
Too. I like it.
Yeah. But I do appreciate that she doesn't have a say in the matter.
Yeah.
It was love.
Love. That doesn't stand to reason.
He's still investigating.
You're asking the wrong people.
She wants to escape to the country where she and her love will marry.
She has even greater reason to be frightened. Once she's married, her life is over. Scarcely an escape, Penelope.
Not everybody feels that way, though.
I know. Eloise is such a
focused.
How did I say this? Like a really fun drama queen.
Yeah.
But with completely different opinions.
My cuff. Button it.
Just play along.
Yet have you considered you are not the type women wish to marry?
I do suppose if I were forced to take a wife, you would be the least objectionable.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, what is this?
Lord Burbrook, you look in a great deal of pain. Shall we continue this conversation in a more private location?
I require no further
Oh,
conversation.
he's fucking things up.
I imagine you would have instructed your sister to take better care than to encourage certain attentions while alone with me on the dark walk at Vauxhall. In 3 days, I am to marry. I have the diamond of the season.
No. This is what you get for being rash.
I know.
It's like you're not the one who's gonna feel the repercussions.
Should Lord Burbrook decide to make good on his threat before you shoot him dead, brother, what happens then?
You guys need to come up with a plan.
You need to make something shameful about him come out.
That's why she didn't want to piss him off too much.
Yeah, because he's the one with the power.
It sucks because it's totally not her fault. Like, he's the one who approached her out there.
But it doesn't matter because she's a woman.
You will have comfort and a house to tend, and most importantly, children.
AKA just ignore your husband for the rest of your life.
The two of you are so beautiful, Mama. That is all I hope to one day find. After die.
It's so sad because they're talking like they literally cannot think of another way out.
Well, because in their world, there isn't.
Is that Eloise smoking?
Yep. Yes, it is.
Eloise Bridgerton.
She's like, it's been a stressful day.
Go on then. Chastise me.
Spare one for me?
Everybody's like, it's been a crappy day.
That's the thing, because like they are in high society, so they have this kind of businessy mindset, but they also love each other as siblings. Obviously, Daphne would sacrifice herself to protect the others, but they wouldn't want that either.
With all of those dresses and the many suitors, and I am exhausted. Suppose I want a different life, Benedict.
I mean, I guess the best thing you can do is find a husband that would let you do those things.
How is she? She's to marry. Then you are free to do as you please.
But he feels bad.
Yep, because it's his fault.
I mean, he did think he was doing the right thing, like telling Anthony.
In a man's world.
And I feel like if it was modern day, then yeah. But he didn't take it into consideration, like her.
Well, that's the thing is
they
don't
position.
Understand women's positions. They literally know nothing about it. They've never cared to know.
I love all the Pomeranians.
Me too.
Surely the entire Mozart family would have felt the repercussions had their boy stayed forever in Salzburg.
It's like you're saying you want to keep the favor.
Yeah.
You have her marry the Duke. Did you think of something?
He already turned away many more handsome debutantes, saying, "Mother, I prize accomplishment over beauty." Can you believe it?
No. No, we cannot.
Yep. He's lying to you.
How troublesome could a household be with only Lady Burbrook and the young Lord Burbrook to look after?
They're all in on it.
Yep.
You have no idea.
They're looking for dirt.
They will if Lady Whistledown does. We shall do what women do.
Gossip.
We shall talk.
Yes.
Every baron has a bastard.
A bastard who sent away before the miss even popped?
You don't say.
Yes. Oh, I love that this is how they're solving this issue.
New gossip. And then nobody will believe anything he says, even if he does squeal about it.
Yeah.
Business which perhaps might involve sending some much overdue funds to one former maid and young boy who we can only hope takes after his mother.
Yes.
Right, because it's not about having the bastard, it's the fact that you did not take care of them properly.
He gone.
I am resolved to handle matters differently in the future.
Good. Hope you learned from this.
She's like, let me handle it.
Society has dictated your present role in this family, Anthony, but with Daphne officially out, I assure you I am more than capable.
Oh. I think he wants to. He just needs to learn how.
Yeah.
I feel a little bad for him, but at the same time, not.
Right?
I hear them sometimes still in my dreams. She almost died. Mere months after Papa.
Oh, she's so nervous about her future.
Mm-hmm. There is light to be found at their end.
It must be taxing.
What?
The game of pretend that you feel you must endlessly maintain.
Ooh. Well, she's the eldest.
Mm-hmm.
I love the
It's her
contrast
job.
between them.
Just because the amount of attention they're given / taught of like what is and is okay.
I mean, they also just obviously have completely different personalities.
Yes.
Like, Daphne's obviously a romantic,
Mm-hmm.
and Eloise is not. Although maybe Eloise has some romanticism actually about, like, adventure, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Not about, like, romance.
Mm-hmm.
This is about a life, Your Grace. My life. I must finally take charge of it. I cannot afford to do otherwise.
Oof. I think Eloise gave her a little bit different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You should call me by my name.
Very well. Simon.
Is there something funny?
I think she's just not used to calling another man by his name, except for a sibling.
It is perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. Very well, Daphne.
I wish to find a husband.
Then let us find you a husband.
Oh, I just realized he wore red.
Okay.
She was asking him to wear a different color.
Oh!
Or that he is starting to like her.
Yeah, he's definitely starting to like her.
Lady Danbury.
And also realizing, I mean, I think he was already realizing the seriousness of the situation before, but her laying it out for him.
Mm-hmm.
I will never marry. I will never sire an heir. The Hastings line will die with me.
Because you were that horrible of a person.
Right?
Speak, you fucking monster.
His ultimate revenge.
I mean, his dad did only care about one thing, and that is the best revenge you can give him.
Mm-hmm.
Life doesn't always go how you plan, Simon.
Right. I enjoyed this episode even more than the last one, I have to say. I love that we were getting a lot more backstory onto Simon, and that he has very serious reasons for not wanting to marry. It's not how they've been saying, like, oh, every man says that, or kind of, I guess, how Anthony feels about it.
Well, yeah, because it's not just, fun and pressure of being, the firstborn or whatever.
Yeah.
Or in this case, I guess the only one. But yeah, it's not just the pressure of the responsibility. It's literally his relationship with his father was so bad that he promised him, I will take the one thing you care about away from you.
Right? It's like legitimate trauma too. A child when it happened, and it's just like his entire life he was spent. Like,
he was literally told
ignored.
he was dead.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly. So his feelings for not wanting to marry and having a child,
they run very deep.
Yeah, it's, his revenge, his vengeance. I love that. And then we also got to see a bit more of him with Lady Danbury, which I think was really fun because we were confused as to their connection.
Yeah.
So
I guess they were just best friends, potentially like relatives of some sort, but
we don't know.
Yeah, but she was best friends with his mom. And yeah, I love that the flashbacks both show the situation with his father and then also the situation with Lady Danbury. And as I pointed out, that he did wear color in his outfit at the next ball. In fact, he matched Lady Danbury and wore red.
That was really cute. I didn't notice it at all, so I'm glad you picked up on that.
And then I don't know what's going on with Marina. Like, obviously they're keeping her hidden, but what else? I feel like they're building up to something, but we're just getting tidbits at the moment.
And like the thing what she told Penelope was like really, really sweet. And I don't know if it's going in the way of like she's going to try and escape and get caught, or if Penelope and maybe Eloise is going to help her escape to the country and she's not going to get caught, kind of thing. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Her story has somewhere else to go.
Yeah, they're sort of putting sprinklings in it.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, the whole thing about where do babies come from?
Oh, that was so funny.
I thought you had to be married.
And it came off this moment too, because we had actually just been talking about it, their lack of knowledge about sex, and then all of a sudden to realize that no, it's like seriously lack of knowledge, nothing.
Because they probably don't tell you until you're married, and then your wedding night, they're like, now there are some things you need to know as a married woman now.
Yeah, and Anthony had emphasized before about how chaste they need to be, and obviously we saw the situation here with just being alone with Nigel was enough to make people think that she might not be chaste, that she might be ruined, and thus will ruin her sisters, you know, like
the whole family. Just between what, you know, the queen said, between just the general gossip and everything going on, you really do get that picture very nicely. Starting off the episode with everything being done how men want it to be done, because they're the ones with the power and such, and then just fully realizing that this does not work in this situation. Because this is basically the women's world, this whole courting and marriage and everything, that is our job. We're the ones who know the inner workings of the whole thing. And your ways are not going to work. You need to play a more subtle, long game. And so I love when she gets to the queen, and the queen's talking about how her one servant is a gossip. And just getting the idea of like, oh, they are.
Yes, right? That was such a great moment. I was like, what? Why is she looking at him? Like, what did she think of, kind of thing? And then I love that she took control and just did it for, like, the love of her daughter. You know, she was like, we cannot let this happen. We got to figure this out. Because they had been talking the night before, and it really felt like they couldn't think of another solution, and she would just have to marry him. And it feels on the one hand like callous. The mom was like, you could still have a happy life, instead of being, we'll figure out a way. You don't have to marry him if you don't want to. But then on the other hand, it's like, they don't have another choice. If she does not marry, then that job would fall to Eloise. And that's even worse. Well, no, because she would be also even more ruined after Nigel came out. So it wasn't just that she wasn't married, but like sacrifice one daughter to save the rest of the family. It just feels awful. But
and then also like, because the thing is, it's not a sacrifice, it's normal. Marrying somebody you do not love is normal. Your husband is your job. So for her, it wasn't seen as a sacrifice. It's just an unideal situation.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope Anthony learned his lesson. Because of the way he went about it was so wrong. She was open to a lot of relationships with people, except for Nigel in the beginning anyway.
Really, I think anybody in her age range would have been appropriate.
Yeah, he was being willfully blind about how much Daphne did not want to be with him.
I loved the dichotomy of the man's world, and then you get into the women's world, and using the gossip, which to men is probably seen as like, oh, just frilly, unneeded things, even though they're all reading the Lady Whistledown articles. To them, it's more of a funny pastime, and then they realize afterwards the power that women have, that by doing investigative work and selling, the only way of making it work would be to sully his name and make him have to leave. And they found out things that they could never have because they don't pay attention, they don't know. And so I just loved that difference, and both for Simon and Anthony realizing that it is you don't understand. There's a whole thing here, a whole layers upon layers to the work that the women are doing that you don't know about. And do not underestimate them.
Right. I also thought that was a good contrast to their main issue, Daphne and Simon's first main issue, which was Lady Whistledown, who also uses gossip to spread info. I mean, it's not really like she's necessarily doing it maliciously. She's kind of like an agent of chaos kind of thing.
Basically.
Where completely. Like clearly she's doing this she's there for the story. She's probably getting paid. She's a reporter. So
her and the queen would probably get along great.
Yeah, right. So it's not like I think she was on purpose trying to be mean to them, but they're the juiciest gossip. So that's the information that gets spread around. I like that they were able to turn that on her by using gossip to get out of their situation that she had placed them in. With Simon, because like on the one hand, I don't necessarily think that what Simon did was wrong, telling Anthony that what happened to Daphne.
I think because informed.
Yeah, no, totally. If I was watching a modern day show, I'd be like, yes, please tell him, because Daphne, she's being stupid about not sharing this problem with her family or whatever. But in their case, it just made things worse because of the time period. And then obviously beating up Nigel pissed him off enough to like go all out. Because I can't blame Simon for doing it, but also it was the wrong thing to do. Like, you know what I mean?
I blame him. Just because, because the thing, again, it just comes back to you don't know anything about this. You've been off flitting around doing whatever you want because you have that power as a duke. You can do whatever you want and it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't really punch Nigel for just because of Daphne, though. I think it was mostly his dad.
Yeah, I don't, so it's not the punching part that I blame him. It was the telling Anthony. It's the telling Anthony part that I blame him because she has already made it clear to both of them that this whatever you're doing is not the right choice, and you thought you knew better because you were a man.
Yeah, that's true.
So I do blame them, and but I appreciate that they realized how wrong they were and how bad of a situation you had put Daphne into.
Like,
at least they're learning, is what I mean. Like, I do blame him for being arrogant and naive, because these are things he could have learned but chose not to. But I appreciate that they are learning to grow and realizing that you are not in charge of this situation completely.
Yeah. I also love the bit of inklings we get between Simon and Daphne in this episode. Like when he's buttoning her glove, when he's pointing out, but you want to marry for love, don't you? Right? Like, it's not just a business arrangement. And then at the final one, where she's saying, like, this is serious, this is my life. Because I think before they thought, or she was taking it a little bit too easy, thinking that
it would all fall into place.
Yeah, and it would be not such a serious situation. But now with what Eloise said about how scared she was, and Daphne putting on this brave face when she's probably also scared as well, she kind of realizes that this situation needs to work, because if it doesn't, then she's screwed.
Yeah, well, because she already saw what happens if it doesn't work. If she had ended up with Nigel, that was what was going to happen until her mom figured out another plan. So, like, that became a serious part. And then also realizing that it's not just her affected. You know, Eloise is also scared and all this.
Yeah.
It's almost a little bit of a swap, not a full one, but between Daphne and Simon. Daphne starts off the episode just being, you know, I want to marry for love, and then realizing, I mean, she already knew it was a business arrangement, but fully realizing what the full situation is, and then him being purely, I do not want to marry ever. But then by the end of the episode, realizing maybe you do want to marry for love. You know, for him, marriage could only possibly be a business situation, because that's what he grew up with. I don't think he even understands the concept of marrying for love.
Even a business arrangement wouldn't work, because he doesn't need kids. He doesn't want them, so for him it wouldn't have any reason.
Yeah, but I think in his mind, marrying for love is a lie, almost.
Oh, yeah.
Because he grew up that marriage was literally a business arrangement. So he hasn't seen that healthy relationship.
So for other people,
close.
it's still a business arrangement. Just
yes, I think for him, it's only a business arrangement. But by the end of the episode, you see inklings that, like, maybe people do marry for love.
Yeah.
So I thought that was sort of a cute little dichotomy moment.
Yeah, and I think it's a great setup for the next episodes to, like, watch them fall in love, because this is really
hard for both of them.
And I don't know, like, Daphne clearly enjoys hanging out with him, but here I feel like towards the end of the episodes we can sort of see inklings of he's starting to like Daphne, and maybe Daphne is, even if she is starting to like him, she doesn't know it yet, because she doesn't look at him yet like that. She's so focused on finding the right one that she's going to marry that she doesn't see Simon yet. You know what I mean? That's kind of the way I was feeling towards the end.
I think it's that she's taking Simon at the value that he's giving her. You know, he says he doesn't want to marry. She knows about him. She knows kind of who he is through her brother and what type of person her brother is. So obviously she's, I don't want to marry somebody like my brother. You know, that's not going to work. That's not what I'm looking for. Obviously you are not doing things for love, and that's what I want. Yeah. So she's taking him at face value. It's going to be kind of up to him, I think, to show that no, my feelings are developing. They are changing and growing.
Yes, I also like that we are getting quite a lot of setup with Eloise here, just because she is such a contrast to Daphne. I mean, they're both sheltered ladies, so they've not
so
that much
funny.
of a contrast.
It was so funny. I thought you had to be married.
Eloise is obviously more brazen, more outspoken, more has more radical ideas, and I love that. I said earlier that Eloise wasn't romantic, but I do think that she romanticizes adventure and things like that a lot more. She talks about all these things that she wants to do, like go to university and all these things. So I think that is kind of a romantic in nature thing, but it's completely different than Daphne. She wants to live such a different life than Daphne sees. And maybe Daphne does a little bit too, but she also has already accepted the fact that she's going to marry and have kids and all this stuff. And so she wants that to be like a really good life for her. Whereas Eloise has not accepted that, doesn't want to accept that, wants something completely different. So when they were talking together, I thought that was like a really emotional, great moment.
And then I don't know if Daphne thought about this or not, but the thing is, if Daphne does get the perfect marriage, then that potentially means Eloise could be a black sheep. because Daphne would have already filled the role required for her family to keep its name, to keep its status, and Eloise could potentially fade to the background and not have to, it wouldn't be a shame to the family if she didn't marry.
Yeah.
It would just be more of like, oh, she's the black sheep of the family kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's something that would come up in her brain, but it might be a factor, you know, when she talked about how like frightened she was and stuff. She might have thought like, if I keep things proper and keep things going, then maybe my sister can have a little bit more freedom.
Pressure. Yeah. Also, they pointed out that Francesca's not there. She's off learning pianoforte from some aunt. So I wonder if that has a purpose, or if that's just like the actor or something, you know what I mean?
Or maybe does she have her own book coming up in the future?
I think Francesca's book's pretty far down, but I do think that actually, because they're written,
she's pretty young,
they're released in a particular order, but I actually think that maybe her book happened simultaneously with someone else's earlier on. I honestly can't remember the order that they're in. I remember the first 4, the order, but I think they don't necessarily go in order that the order they were published in. Does that make sense?
Yes. So it might be maybe it is sort of a setup for something else.
Yeah. I
maybe
can't remember Francesca.
Even if it's just like maybe she meets somebody there, but then nothing happens and they meet again in the future.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. That could be it.
So I don't know. But
I mean, she is younger. I mean, so we'll see. I don't know where it's...
We'll find out, I guess. We're only on season 2. Episode 2.
I just noticed it when they were... Because they literally just pointed it out, so I was like, is this
I feel like it wouldn't
or
be
if this is just random info?
I feel like it wouldn't be the actor, because we're only on episode 2.
Yeah, I know, so why would they
pretty
just...
quick
They could just replace them if they needed to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and we haven't seen them that much. So I feel like it is set up for something, probably.
Yeah.
But that's also one thing I appreciate about the show is they're really focusing, I think, long-term imaging kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not just episode by episode. They have a plan, and I love that.
A lot of cute costume jewelry in this episode. Lots of glitz, lots of shiny
all the
stuff.
Dresses, all the little glittery dresses.
I don't really care that they're not all historically accurate or anything. I mean, the Featheringtons are just the straight structures of them are totally wrong. But I don't care. I'm like really enjoying a lot of the kind of fantastical looks. The jewelry this episode just got me. It's like so ridiculously over the top costume jewelry, and I'm into it.
I think that's all I've got for this episode.
Me too.
I just really want to get into the next one.
Yay.
So, yeah, thanks for watching with us. How forgiving are you of Simon and his mistake in telling Anthony?
Yes.
Do you not blame him at all, like she does? Or do you think he does hold some responsibility for being willfully ignorant in his life? Yeah. You know how we feel in the matter.
Yeah, right.
Feel free to let us know down below. And also anything else. We do love to read them. So, yeah, we hope you are as hyped as we are for the rest of the season. I mean, I'm sure you've probably all watched it all. Lucky people. But we're working our way there.
Yes.
So, yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it does really help us out a ton. And we will see you all in the next episode. Bye.
Burp. Sorry. So I just guzzled a ton of water and I'm gonna guzzle some more.
I'm drinking really bad cold brew coffee. I had to add real coffee to it.
Oh no. You spent so much time setting it up and then you just tripped right over it.